Hello everyone and welcome to day 2 of the 30-day movie challenge. That's right, we've made it. We may as well just call it quits. So if there's one thing that Matthew and I have missed during lockdown, it's going to the cinema. I can just picture it now. I'm walking through the popcorn-scented foyer, heading over to the box office and collecting my tickets for the feature presentation. I grab the popcorn and juice from the kiosk, I head down to the screen. I sit down on my excruciatingly uncomfortable seat. I allow the sticky substance on the floor to just absorb my feet. I can't picture anything better. Right, who let those little delinquents in? They're way too young to be seeing this film.
Should probably just go to the shop. Hello again, welcome to day 2 of the 30-day Movies and Milk movie challenge. Yes, I'm shooting this on the exact same day. Don't worry, I do change my shirts on a daily basis. Today's topic, we are talking about our worst theatre experiences, and my god if I had my fair share. But in accordance to Michael McGorry, there can only be one, so there only has to be one. The Nun. I went into this film with absolutely no expectations whatsoever. I am a huge fan of horror films, yes, but with the Conjuring universe expanding all of these films unnecessarily, I just became a little bit tired of it all. There is absolutely no mystery with films anymore, or ambiguity to a character. There always has to be some sort of explanation as to how this character came about. And of course sometimes it works out for the best, but sometimes it just falls completely flat on its face. But what made the experience of enduring the Nun's mediocrity far worse than I ever expected? Well, it's the 4 other teenagers that happened to share the same screen as me. I'll never understand why people will come to the cinema, and I work at a cinema, I know exactly what I'm talking about here. I know exactly what I'm talking about here. They'll pay £7 to £10, even more, depends what cinema you go to. They'll pay this amount of money to go into an auditorium in complete blackness to watch a brand new film, but instead of watching the film they'll speak all the way through it. And that is simply, for any moviegoer, just simply not on. That is a complete lack of respect for anyone else that's paid good money to come and see a film that they were probably looking forward to. And I hold my hands up high and I'll admit, I had absolutely no anticipation for the film, but still, when I experience a film I have to have the right conditions, I have to have the right environment. If not, I start twitching, I want to start punching people in the head and or stomach. And these two groups of teenagers were completely segregated, they didn't know each other to the best of my knowledge. The 2 girls were about 3 or 4 rows behind me and the boys were exactly 1 row ahead of me. Why they couldn't have chosen another seat in the auditorium, I'll never understand. Whenever there was a building tension or a very obvious jump scare about to occur, these boys would audibly cry out to the screen and it would make the girls 3 or 4 rows back start laughing hysterically. And at this moment I'm just completely perplexed as what to do. Do I leave the cinema? Do I leave the auditorium completely? Do I go and get the man? Do I go and get the man to throw these teenagers that are a good 10 or 12 years younger than me? Do I go and get the man to tell these teenagers that, oh, shut myself. I'm a big boy. I weighed a lot more back then. Fat. The boys in the row ahead of me converse with the girls behind me, even try to talk to me a couple of times. I just was not having it. Very visibly angry in that auditorium. As I left the theatre, I was the first one out of the auditorium, I made sure, and it just upset me for the rest of the drive home. Fair enough, there wasn't a great deal of people in the cinema. All the people that wanted to see it probably had already seen it. These teenagers probably just had absolutely nothing else to do the rest of the evening. But I genuinely just don't find that a viable excuse to talk all the way through a film, regardless of the quality of the film. Anyway, I'm getting myself all sweaty, getting myself a wee bit too clammy for my liking, so I'm going to pass you to the very capable hands of Mr. Michael McGorry. Michael, take it away, sir.
So the cinema was like my second home. I used to go at least once a week, so it's pretty fair to say that I've had my fair share of horrible movie-going experiences. Ranging from rowdy teens to seniors taking fucking phone calls midway through the film, to some bastard behind me eating a packet of crisps during A Quiet Place. Listen, sir/madam/whatever you identify as, if you're watching this, I hope you're dead. That's maybe a bit too much. That's maybe, especially now, fuck it, I'm leaving it in. So yes, I've had many horrible film experiences, but there's one that reigns supreme. One of the most embarrassing experiences that I have ever had. So back in 2011, my friend and I went to go and see Warhorse, which was a film that we had been anticipating for months. And literally minutes before his mother came to collect me from my house, he called me and said, listen, I'm inviting someone else. Obviously, you can still come, but just know that there will be another individual with us. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I felt like the third wheel, so I was already a bit uncomfortable before we went in. Especially seeing as this person, who I didn't really know all that well, sat between me and my best friend. Now, for the first half of the film, it was angelic. You couldn't get a better film experience. Everyone in the cinema was nice and quiet. We were all respecting the film that was on screen. And then my incredibly flatulent friend let out a fart. Now, this wasn't a loud fart. May I remind you that there was one seat between me and my good friend, but it was loud enough to make them both laugh. And they had been laughing for about 5 minutes straight midway through the film, and it was at that point where I turned to them and said, listen, what the fuck he's laughing at? And then when they informed me that my good friend had farted, I done what most people would do in that situation and just replied with, which is how everyone should react to hearing that a fart had taken place. Obviously, hearing a fart is maybe a different thing, because farts are inherently funny. But it was as if someone had spiked their drinks with some sort of laughing gas, because Jesus Christ, for the entire second half of the movie, they two would not shut the fuck up. Now, obviously, laughing and giggling amongst yourselves is fine if you are perhaps watching a comedy. But may I remind you that we were watching fucking Warhorse, a film that I wouldn't even put in my top 1,000 funniest films of all time. And they just would not stop laughing for the entire second half of the movie, to the point where I could tell that everyone else on the screen was getting agitated. There was actually an old couple that sat 2 seats across from me, and they were constantly giving us daggers. And it in fact got so embarrassing that I actually moved to the empty seat next to me as not to associate myself with my 2 friends. I say friends because one of them was my friend, one of them was more of an acquaintance. And that was probably the last time I went to the cinema with that friend. Rather depressing story, but listen, if you're going to embarrass me like that in front of a cinema, you may as well be dead to me. Like that person who ate a packet of crisps behind me during a quiet place. It's called a quiet place. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to go down there and give it a like. And whilst you're down there, why not give us a little subscribe? Maybe even leave a little comment about your worst movie going experiences. And if you would like to take part in this 30-day movie challenge yourself, then please head over to the Movies and Milk Instagram, where you will find the template. And until tomorrow, stay safe, don't do anything stupid, and we'll see you for day 3. Yes, that's right, good boy, you've done it, you've done yourself proud.